Humbly and graciously have the opportunity to serve as superintendent of Girard Schools. Tonight we're officially going to do our unveiling of our new upgrades to Frank Jameson Field, our new turf, and we want to recognize some of the people that are major players in making this happen. Before I do that, I also want to take just a minute. This is Frank Jameson Field, and I think for our younger audience, maybe you don't know who that is, and for our older audience, you probably know him well if you're from Girard. But Mr. Jameson was a longtime coach and principal. He served as a high school principal in Girard for several years. He actually retired 35 years ago, and today is his son, Steve Jameson's 35-year class reunion. So what we do want to do is I want to introduce, we do have some of his family members here. We have Steve Jameson, or your son, and his wife, Regina. And we have his daughter, Susan. And we're just glad they're here today, and this is an update to Frank Jameson Field. Next, I quickly want to introduce our school board members that are here. Dale Shireman, he's our board president. Beth Murphy, not here. Okay, she couldn't be here. Dave Goebel, Lori Johnson, Roger Brenneman, Kelly Peak, Peggy Marshall. And I also want to mention Tony Stonerock and the late Aaron Calloway. They were both board members when we started this project and started discussing this turf project. So I want to mention them as well. And one more thing I want to say about our school board, we have a collection of different personalities, different mindsets. They do a lot of good work for school and for our kids, and we're very thankful that they've been supportive of us, and especially supportive in this endeavor. When we first approached them about it, I think they wondered if we were crazy, but they gave us the leeway and trust us to see what we could get done. Next thing I want to do real quickly, and I won't take long, but I know many people have asked, I want to we have the people here on the turf that have their logos. We also have a couple other people that have made donations to this project. This project started about 2 years ago with a discussion with Dan and Jennifer Smith. And Dan had asked at the time, he said, there's things we could do in our school facility-wise that would benefit not only the school but also the community. And we mentioned this football field, and for some of you, you saw the conditions in. We're going to have to put some money into it. So, you know, I mentioned to Dan the possibilities of what this could be. You know, you have a field, you get to use it very few times in the fall to play on. A lot of times the spring is torn up. I said we wanted a community place where the community could use it. Since that's happened, we've had multiple classes out here. We have walkers in the morning. We have band, cheerleading, and ultimately we have a great football field. So that was the vision, and they made a commitment. They said if you could get some donors, we'll make a commitment to do that. So then the conversation started, and we had discussion with various peoples in our community and surrounding areas. And then we got to the point in time where other people saw the vision. This was where we are today. These people at a minimum have donated or pledged donated $25,000 for over 5 years. The total amount was $465,000 for a project that cost $567,000. So this was a great investment for our community going forward, and at this point in time, we want to recognize these people. You ready to go? First of all, Dan and Jennifer Smith. Come on up. Jennifer and Dan are 1993 graduates of Girard High School. Next, we have the Girard Youth Association, and being represented by Kelsey Vinzi and Quinn Vinzi. The rest of the groups we have on the turf, and we're going to go from left to my right or west to east. And our first group that gave a very nice donation for this project was Kansas Turf. I'm going to say a couple things while these guys were here. Best group I've ever worked with as far as outside construction people coming in. They're very accommodating. They produce the plaques and the prints for us, and we have thoroughly enjoyed working with them and like the product. So Kansas Turf. The next is the Woodkey family, represented by Steve Woodkey, Dane Woodkey, Robin Woodkey, and Christy Woodkey. They're here. Next is our friends from Hepler, Ag Choice of Hepler, and they're being represented by Joe Murphy and Jack Fox. Next are our friends from CDL Electric, and Larry Seward is here tonight, along with Bob Hawkins and Ryan Soderman. Freeman Orthopedics is the next sponsor we have, and they're represented tonight by Dr. Mike Safuda. Our next sponsors are First National Bank of Girard, represented by John Lehman and Roger Brenneman. The next sponsors are the Farmers Bank of Walnut and Hepler, represented by Josh Smith and Jackson Smith. Our next sponsors are GN Bank of Girard, represented by Nancy George and Mark Schifferdecker. Our next sponsors are our friends from Crawcan, represented by Sharon Starr and Brian David. Our next sponsors are Exchange State Bank, represented by Dean David. Our next group is Producers Cooperative Association, and we have Bryce Elnicky, Jill Reese. Step up so they can see you. There you go. Bill Dobrock and Rick Kimmick. Next is Pepsi Bottling Company, who's worked with us for several years, and representing them tonight is Caleb Farabi, Carson Farabi, and Reese Farabi. The next sponsor is Community National Bank, and our former board member, Mr. Tony Stonerock. Next sponsors are Girard Rec Commission, represented by Brandon Poland and Chris Seneca. Our next sponsor is the Girard Area Community Foundation, which is represented by Michelle Smith Puckett and Nancy Schifferdecker. Lastly, to all our students, first of all, and our community, enjoy the field, enjoy the opportunity that was given to us by this generous group of people that saw the vision, and thank you, Girard.